manipulation. I don't know the term for it, but I'm sure there's a term for it. I'm watching Shar TV. He's showing a clip of Elon Musk being interviewed by leftist media, and she keeps saying, well, that's why everybody hates you, or there's a lot of people that hate you, and there's a da-da-da-da hate you. You know what? That is a subliminal message to people, to human beings, that is subliminal to tell them that if you want to be liked, if you want to be loved, and if you don't want people to hate you, then conform to the evil that we are spewing. Okay? It happened again in another video. I forgot. I think I commented in my own post, but it is a way. It was Dave Rubin, and he was the Rubin Report. He was critiquing some politician that was against the Democratic Party, but he was slipping in these things that are embedded in the psyche as politically correct, and rightfully so. Dave Rubin was, I don't know why I'm all of a sudden calling him Dave Rubin, but but he rightfully so was saying, hey, yeah, good for you, you're recognizing this evil shit, but you're still slipping in these weird things that are non-existent and they're not an issue. It's a DEI thing, or it's a made-up agenda thing to cause shit. Okay? So, like this video. People hate you. People hate Trump, and it's true. If things that Trump said were written down and they didn't tell anybody who said it, and yet they go, no, Hillary Clinton said that, or Biden said that, or Obama said that, it's still the same thing. Even if you didn't say Obama said that or Hillary said that, you could still say, who said this, or do you agree with this, and not say who said it. And then they'd probably go, yeah, I agree with that person. And I thought that's what Elon was going to say. But if you wrote down what some of the things that Trump has said, and then you don't tell anybody who said it, and then you ask them, do you agree with this? And they'd probably be like, hell yeah, I totally agree with that. And then you shock them and say, Trump said that. Because it proves. Anyway, my whole point is, and I was going to get on here and say briefly, if I can, that Christianity is raceless. Christianity is not racist. Judaism is not racist. Christians come from Judaism. All civilization and humanity comes from Judaism, because they're the ones who got the law of God and spread it to the world. So if any civilization wants to be civilized, they get it from the Jews, because God chose them to bring civilization and humanity, bring God's laws, his laws, to the humanity, to all the world. And so if any country is civilized, it's because the Jews, it's because Abraham brought it to the world like he was supposed to. Now, any race can come and be a Christian. Any race can even be a Jew. Just like any race can choose to be a Muslim. Right? But, so it's not a racist thing. They're sitting over here slinging around that racist, you're racist against. There is no race in a religion. If you want to become a Jew, you can. You have to, you know, however they do it over there in the Jew world. But you can become a Jew because Abraham, when he was called out from the land of Ur, guess what? He wasn't a Jew. Who knows what he was? He was Mesopotamian, Egyptian, something. It doesn't say what he was. But from that man and that woman, Sarah, was cut a covenant that is never going to be broken. And it is now a covenant of a new man, a new nation, and it is God chosen. God chose it, and he chose it out of two people. I don't know how Lot fits in, if he's a Jew or whatever, but Judaism and a Jew is from Abraham and Sarah. Okay. When God told him to leave and go to a land where I show you, what else God told him is that is the land of Canaan. It's already occupied, right? By a bunch of what? Canaanites. Any of those Canaanites who want to become Jews, who say, your God is my God, I believe in your God, he is the one true God. You can be circumcised. Back then they did it that way. But listen, the circumcised stuff, Abraham was a Jew, was in the covenant. God gave him, okay, before he was even circumcised. So he believed before he was circumcised. I don't know how that fits in, but Christians talk about that sometimes. So, and even Hebrews 11 or in Romans, yeah, he believed in God before he was even circumcised. So the Jews brought circumcision to the humanity. Okay, so when Abraham and Sarah, they're now called Jews. God created in them a new nationality called a Jew. But in Canaan, anybody of the Canaanites who wanted to become Jews could. All right? That's where that's how it all began. That's why Jesus said, any race can come. You're a Christian now. When he called out Abraham and Sarah, he said, you're now Jews. This is the new nationality here. God says, I'm creating this new nationality called a Jew. And anybody who wants that can do it. You just have to say, and so that's how Abraham evangelized all of Canaan. God said, I'm pretty sure God said, whoever doesn't convert to the new race of Judaism, they have to be killed. I'm pretty sure. But Abraham was too soft-hearted and he didn't kill them all. So that's why when they came back after 400 years from Egypt, it was just this big, massive, messy city full of Canaanites. But anyway, yes. That's why when Jesus came to fulfill the law, not to do away with the law, that's why he said that if you come to me as Jesus, as, a Christian, you are a Christian, whether you're Greek or a Jew or a Roman or whatever you are. Paul went to the nations to say, come become a Christian. If any Jew did not want to, that was okay, but he's still going to witness to them. But the Jews, I'm just telling you, the Jews are the same way. The Jews said, you can be a Jew. Jesus, I think somewhere in Romans even, it says, once you become a Christian, you're basically a Jew because you're grafted in. You're grafted into what? You're grafted into a tree that's called a Jew, and a tree can't live without a root system and in the dirt. So if you're part of that tree now, you're kind of basically a Jew. I don't know what the verse is, but I think it's a verse. So anyway, Muslims are the same way. You said back in the 80s, maybe a lot of black people, black men were becoming Muslim. Okay. It was some black thing. Um, they liked it. So the Muslim is the same way, but it's false and fake. So I think this new thing they're calling racist against Muslims. You're racist. No, we're not. No, we're not. Because any race can be a Muslim if they want to go say the words, whatever the words are that they make them say, that now you're a Muslim. And if you recant that, we're going to chop off your head. Yeah, that's a religion of murder because it's a religion of the enemy, Satan. And so it's not a racist thing. It's a false religion political system because Satan is always fake. He can't mimic love. So it's this Muslim has no word of the word love in it. There's no existence of love in it. It's all political. And it's not a race thing because any race can be a Muslim. Any race can be a Jew, not by blood, but by grafting in. Any race can be a Christian. So if they're going to start this shit, then I don't know what I'm going to do, but it's an ideology. They are attacking our ideology as a Judeo-Christian believer that is raceless. They're attacking it. They're attacking my Christianity by attacking my brethren that gave me my Christianity. That's like saying, I'm going to cut my whole head off, but I'm still going to live and walk around and do things. You can't do that. Christianity is nothing without Jews, without the Judaism. And they're attacking my Jews. They're attacking my religion. I am not racist. I am against Satan. Okay? I'm against takeover. I'm against lies and manipulation, trying to kill off my belief, my God, and my Savior, Jesus, and my brethren who brought God, the one true God, to me, and Jesus to me. And no, they did not kill him. Jesus said on the cross, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. He's talking about the Romans, as far as I can tell, because Jesus already knew that the Jews he prophesied it already, but way before he came. He said, I was something in the house of my friends. His own people are his friends. But Jesus knew when he came here that their eyes and ears were already shut to him. If they did not crucify him, none of us would be saved. You got that? Nobody. Jesus had to fool and trick Satan, or Satan would have stopped it all. Satan would have stopped Jesus, the crucifixion of Jesus. Satan would have stopped it all. And God and Jesus don't want that stopped. Jesus had to lay his life down. He even says it, no one takes my life. I willingly lay it down. You got that? If Jesus intimates or says flat out, my own people killed me and crucified me, he's not saying it like that, like how people over the centuries have tried to interpret it. That's not how Jesus meant it. Just like so many other things he says, that they've twisted it because they're reading it out of an English language with different inflection. Like he said, what that thing I was pointing out one time, and like even in Revelation, when it's talking about the beast, and Jesus says something like, he is and then he's in perdition. Something, 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 perdition. He's just quoting another name. It's not a name, but he's just tacking on more descriptives to him. Okay? Otherwise, that whole bottom phrase, something about perdition, stands out like a sore thumb. Like, why are you saying that? What is he going into it? Is he coming out of it? Is he what? La, la, la? No, he's just tacking on another description. He is perdition. He is hell. That's what perdition is, I think, is hell. So, anyway, if this starts going around about racism, that is another twisting. And also this, they hate you, subliminal message. You don't want to be hated, do you? You don't want to be hated. You don't want to be shunned, do you? Well, then keep your mouth shut. Well, then don't say anything bad about Muslims. But they're allowed to say bad shit about the Jews all day long because it's freedom of speech, freedom of hate speech. Everything is freedom of speech except the Bible and the Christians and the Jews. So, wake up. This is out of control. And we've seen it for a while that only the Muslim gets the rights, freedom of religion, and they've been attacking our freedom of religion forever. It is genocide, and they're getting the Christian nations to go against the Jews, just like Hitler did. Not all these Christian nations are actively being Christian nations right now because they threw God out and they threw Jesus out. But their foundations are Christian, Judeo-Christian foundations. And the Muslims, they've already got the minds of the nominal Christians. They now want to go for the foundations upon which the Christians built their nations. Because it's a religion of death, not race. Okay? It's just more satanic, demonic tricks and subliminal messages. Yes, I want to be hated. God says, love what I love and hate what I hate. Jesus says Jesus says, if they hate you, they hated me first. Jesus was hated. Hate me, hate me, hate me. That is a badge of honor to hate me because they hated Jesus first. And in the end, God said, men will wax worse and worse and worse and worse. They're waxing worse and worse. They're twisting things to the way they say them so that you will keep your mouth shut or you will be hated. Or just go along and get along like we've been doing. Stop rocking the boat. Stop making waves because the Muslims got to have a smooth entrance here. No smooth entrance. Okay? We don't need KY while they F us in the butt. Okay? I know that's vulgar, but the way this is all behaving and coming down is vulgar. It needs a vulgar description. And no, I'm not letting it go in without some, or with or without. It ain't going in. They're not going to possess me. And they're not going to possess a lot of us that already know and have a clue, like Elon Musk and Dave Rubin and all you channels. So just beware. It's probably a new thing about racist. Oh, well, what race is Muslim? What are they? Maybe started with Arabs. So then Ishmael is an Arab. He's not even a Jew, right? Makes sense. Because he's not from Sarah and Abraham. He's from an Egyptian maid. He gets 12 princes. The Jews and Isaac get 12 kingdoms. They get 12 tribes, okay? Ishmael has the princes of the power of the air, is what I think about when God says, I'm going to make him 12 princes, okay? He is not a race. He's not a race. And no one's racist. There's a lot of black people who are Muslim. They're not Arabs, and they're not Middle Eastern, whatever the fuck this shit came from. They are all national. You see people in New York, white people, whatever Sneeko is, probably Puerto Rican mix mash. You know, I love Puerto Ricans. It's not about Puerto Ricans. It's about him. It's about him. But I'm just saying, there's a lot of races that join Muslimism, and then any race can join and be a Christian, not join. It's not a club. But you can become a Christian no matter what your race is. So if they want to twist this into a race thing, that means only a certain race can be a Christian, and only a certain race can become a Jew, not as in a full-blooded Jew. Not that any of them are really full-blooded right now with all the diasporas. Also, like I said, Abraham and Sarah were the first Jews. There was no word of a Jew. It was, okay, so Shem and Noah. I mean, so I don't know how to slice it, but if there is some kind of family tree thing and it can be explained that how a Jew is a Jew, all I'm saying is, I mean, that's fine. If I'm wrong, fine. I'm sorry. But I'm just telling you, Abraham and Sarah came out of a race over there in Mesopotamia. I don't think the word Jew was invented yet, but actually I saw a video, probably Nolan Ryan. Yeah, it was. I mean, Alan Nolan, he said there's a word is where Hebrew or the Jews came from. I know I also saw a short by Nick Mattel that is talking about Arab or whatever the word is, also means Hebrew in English, but this was different. It was a different word, and it might have been something different. It was in one of his videos, and he said that's actually where the term Jew or the term Hebrew or their language or something came from that certain, maybe it was a race. I don't know. But okay. That's my whole point. Did I ever show you my goat, or was that, I found it in the closet. I forgot about it. And then I remembered it one day and I saw it. I'm like, okay, I'll pull my goat out. This is the female version. Maybe this is Gregette, Georgette, the goat. But women aren't goats, right? No, really. No, goats can be men or women. But I know Tusi makes a joke about it, that the 72 virgin goats, but it's so I think she's pretty. My dog loves these furry kind of toys. So this is a Yorkie. And so I was saving it for when some of his other white furry ones get messed up. So, because no, I don't like goats. I don't like goats either. I don't care how pretty they are. Ugh, I don't like them. Okay, well, bye, you guys. God bless you. Bye.